Good morning and welcome to the first webinar of this week. My name's Anita. Let's get to know each other. I'm your teacher and also I am the curator of your group. Today we're going to talk about the grammar and the vocabulary that you have learned this week. And also I'm going to help you with all the questions you have after watching the videos about the grammar and vocabulary, and also after doing your homework. But first of all, I want to know how you are today. So please send one in the chat if you're doing really great, just as I do today. And send two in the chat if you think that it could be better, not so very good. So one more time, how are you today? Send one in the chat if you think that you're doing great. And send two in the chat if you think that this could be better and you're not so good today. I'm waiting for your replies in the chat. Hope to see them really soon. So please be active. One more time. If you think that you are fine today, then you can send one. Oh, I can see the first person to send the number. Hello, Ilya. It's so nice that you're doing great today. Cool. How about others? How are you today? Hope you're doing great. But if it's not so cool, I hope that this can be better at the end of our webinar. Hello, Raman. You're doing great today too. It's so cool. All right, guys. So I think we can start. This week, you have learned comparatives and superlatives, and also you have worked with the vocabulary based on emotions, appearance, feelings, and how people can feel in different situations. But before we start, I want to check how attentive you are. And here is the picture of nice, cute cats. And here you need to send a number of the cat that is different. So try to count and send the different cat. For example, this one is first, second, third, but where is the different cat? Send the number in the chat. I'm sure that you are really attentive today. So where is the different cat? You can count and send. What do you think the different cat is? I can see the first numbers. So you think it's number 14. Okay. Well, we're going to check if it's 14 at the end of our webinar. And we're going to see if you are really attentive. Okay, so then let's start with the grammar. And as I've told you before, you have learned comparatives and superlatives, and now we're going to revise what it means. First, I'm going to tell you how we understand comparative and superlative forms. Let's look at these cats. You can see three cats. One is brown, one is white, and one is gray. But as you can see, these cats are really different. And you can see some different characteristics of these cats. So if you want to compare the cats, yeah, that one cat is really small, but the other cat is smaller, you can use these comparative forms. And superlative forms, it's when you want to show that something is the biggest or the smallest. So you want to highlight these characteristic. And let's move on to um, the grammar, how we change these forms and how we use them. So first of all, what you need to know that comparative and superlative forms are used with adjectives. So what is adjective? You can see some adjectives here. Let's read them. Strong, big, large, happy, gentle, expensive, good, and little. So what does it mean, adjective at all? These words, adjectives, they help us see the characteristics of different things. So if you want to describe something, you use adjectives. For example, strong. You want to show that you are strong. You can lift something heavy, you can run fast, and so on. So you are strong. You describe yourself. The same situation is with other words like big. You can look at something and say that it's big. For example, I have two pens. I'm gonna show you. Yeah, and one is big and one is actually small. So I use adjectives here to describe something. But how do we change these adjectives if you want to compare two things or if you want to say that something is like the thing that you want to highlight? Here we need to use our knowledge about these things, about syllables and how the words end. So let's start. First, we are talking about the words with one syllable. First of all, let's say what is a syllable. Syllable, it's the part of the word that is with vowel. And now I'm going to tell you what a vowel is. Vowel, these are sounds that you can see here. For example, O is a vowel, I is a vowel, A is a vowel. So how to count how many syllables you have? If you have one vowel, it means that you have one syllable. So you have only one O, and it means that you have one syllable here. So if your adjective has one syllable, in the comparative form, you need to add suffix er. So if it was strong, then it gets to stronger. Yes, I am strong, but my dad is stronger. So you just add er. What about superlative forms? I am strong, my dad is stronger, but there is a sportsman that is stronger than I am, stronger than my dad is, so he is the strongest. So one syllable adjective goes with est. You add est to the superlative form. And then we have in one syllable adjective, in comparative form, you've got stronger, er, and superlative form, the strongest. You add these parts, these suffixes. All right, that's it with one syllable words. What about the next part? The words where we have consonant, short vowel, and again consonant. I'm going to show you what a consonant is and what a short vowel is. Consonants, these are sounds like b, g, d, t, and so on. So for example, in the word big, your consonants are b and g, b and g. But if you want to say the vowel, short vowel, it's letter I, sound E. So consonant for big will be b and g, and short vowel is letter I or sound E. And if you have the words where you have consonant, short vowel, and consonant, then they change their form like this. You need to have double letter at the end of the word. So if you had G, then you have double G, big, bigger. You see here, double G, big goes to bigger. But ER part is the same, big, bigger. And the same thing is with the superlative, biggest, the biggest, double G here, but EST is still there. Short vowel and two consonants, big, bigger, double letter, ER and EST. All right, what can we do if we have the words that ends with some special letters, for example, with E and Y? Let's see. If your word ends in an E, like large, you just simply add ER or EST if it's a superlative form. It means that if you have one E, you don't need to add one more. Here we added ER, but here you already have E. So there's no need to add it again. So it means that you have large, then larger and largest. Simply adding ER or EST. Then, if your word ends in Y, just like in happy, then you need to remember that you need to change letter Y to letter I. Y goes to I, but you still have ER in your word in comparative form and EST in superlative form. So that's the same. Happy, happier, and the happiest. You just change Y to I. All right, that's it. Was one syllable words and words that end in some special letters. Now let's move to two syllable words. Just as you have in the word gentle, you can see that you have E, and then we have one more E, gentle. So what do you do here? You can have two different forms. You can have gentler, and then we can have gentlest. But also you can have more gentle and most gentle. So it depends. You can have two forms for comparative and superlative. All right, what about three or more syllables? Just like in this long word expensive. Here, you don't add anything to this word. You just have some special words in front of this word. For example, if it's a comparative form, you add more. Expensive, more expensive. Beautiful, more beautiful. But if you have superlative form, then you add most. If it was expensive, then it goes to the most expensive, the most beautiful. Just remember these two words, more for comparative and most for superlative. Talking about the syllables, that's it. But we have some irregular forms, just like good and little. If you have some irregular forms, then you need to change the word completely. If it was good, then in comparative it goes to better. And in superlative it goes to best. Good, better, and then best. If it was little, then in comparative form you have less, and in superlative form you have least. And these words, you need to change them completely. So let's review everything we have already mentioned about the syllables and adjectives, how we change them according to different forms. One syllable, simply add ER or EST. Consonant, short vowel, consonant. Don't forget to have double letter and then ER and EST. If your word ends in an E, you already have that E. So you don't need double E. It can be like it's just R here, yeah, and ST there. If the word ends in Y, you need to change Y to I, and then you have the same ER and EST suffixes. Two-syllable words can be changed in two ways. Three or more syllables words, they don't change, but you add some words in front, more or most, according to comparative and superlative form. And irregular forms need to be changed completely, just like with good, better, and best, little, less, and least. All right, guys, that's it with our structure. And now let's talk about these cats. I'm going to ask you some questions about the cats, and you need to answer them. So for this, I think we're going to have some numbers for these cats, just to make it easier for you. So this one, brown cat, it's going to be cat number 1. The white one is going to be cat number 2. And the gray one is going to be cat number 3. 3 cats, 1, 2, and 3. All right, and now please send the number in the chat. Which cat is the biggest? Send the number of the cat that you think is the biggest. So it's time to look at the cats and send the number that you think is the biggest cat. So 1, 2, or 3. I can already see your numbers. Okay, cool. All right, well done. Of course, it's the third cat. Of course. All right, then, which cat is the smallest? Send the number of the smallest cat. The smallest cat. Where is the smallest cat? Send the number. The smallest one. Okay, cool. I can see your numbers. Yeah, sure. Of course, that the first one is the smallest. That's great. Okay, and now let's compare the cats. Which cat is bigger, number 1 or number 2? Yeah, which cat is bigger, number 1 or number 2? Okay. The bigger. Which cat is bigger? Of course, number 2 is bigger than number 1. All right, the next one. Which cat is smaller, number 2 or number 3? Which cat is smaller, number 2 or number 3? Send in the chat the number. Which cat is smaller, 2 or 3? Of course, number 2, the white one, is smaller than the gray one. All right, and one more question about the cats. Which cat you think is the cutest? Send the number of the cat that you think is the cutest. Personally, I think that they are all cute. But maybe number 3 is the cutest for me. But what about you? Oh, the different numbers. I can see different numbers, yeah? Some of you think that it's 1, some of you think it's 2. Well, yeah, of course they will be different. Your answers will be different because everybody has different point of view. Oh, Aurora thinks that 1, 2, 3, they are all cute. Yeah, so do I. All right, guys. So that's it with this part. And now let's move on. We're going to be grammar professionals. And now it's time for you to look at this picture and compare the Flintstones from the cartoon. You need to write some sentences using the word bank. So first of all, let's look at these characters who we've got here. We've got Fred, Dino, Wilma, Betty, Pebbles, Bam Bam, and Barney. And then you've got some words in the word bank that you can use to compare or to say that someone is the most or the youngest, the tallest, the shortest. Yeah. So write please in the chat some sentences, let it be 6 sentences about these characters, about Flintstones. For example, I can say that Dino is the tallest. You can see that here. But what about other characters? Write your answers in the chat. Compare them. Pick anybody you like. And I'm going to read your sentences. I'm reading your comments. So write about Flintstones. You can choose any person you like. Maybe you're going to compare Wilma and Betty, or maybe Barney and Bam Bam, or Fred and Pebbles. All right, let's see what we got here. Dino? Yeah, Dino is taller than Wilma. Yeah, you compare them and you need to use the comparative form. If you have 2 people or 2 things, you need the comparative form. And if you want to show that someone is the most, like one person, among everybody, then you can use tallest. So if you want to say about Dino, then Dino is taller than Wilma. Okay, Pebbles and Bam Bam are the youngest. Well, yeah, I think it's true. Then Bam Bam again is younger than Barney. You compare them to, so you use younger comparative form. Then Dino is the tallest. Of course, you can see it here. Dino is taller than Betty. Yeah, that's right. Well done. Very good. Okay, but what about other? Dino is funnier than Barney. Yeah, that's right. Cool. Yeah, by the way, it's cool that you use some other words except for the word bank. Well done. But don't forget that if you compare to, for example, Pebbles and Bam Bam, you use the comparative form. The comparative forms are fatter, thinner, older, younger. But if you want to highlight one person, then you use these words like oldest, youngest, and so on. Yeah, Barney is the oldest guy. Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. Dino is stronger than Pebbles. Yeah, I also think so. Dino is taller than Betty. Yeah, Dino is fatter than Bam Bam. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so cool to see your replies there. Let's have some more, a little bit more. All right. And then we can move on, I think. Barney is fatter than Wilma. Yeah, definitely. Okay, nice. Nice work, everybody. Okay, I can see your comments. Yeah, so many comments, but I cannot read them all, but I can see them. Cool. Well done, guys. So, good job for this. We compared the Flintstones very well. Now, let's move on. And now it's time for Q&A, questions and answers about the grammar. So we've discussed the grammar, superlatives, and comparatives. And now it's time for you to ask your questions. Any questions about the grammar we have discussed? So write your questions in the chat if you have some, but if you don't have, you can also write that you don't have questions. I'm waiting for your questions. So it's time for Q&A. Any questions you have about the grammar, I'm here for you to help you. But if you don't have any questions, then just simply write that you don't have questions. Oh, I mean, your questions about the grammar. That's cool that you write the question. That is correct, but your questions, your own questions about the grammar. Uh-huh. Got it all. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna wait a little bit more. Yeah, Sophia, you don't have questions. That's great. And it means that you understand everything. Nice. Okay, waiting a little bit more. Again, I'm reminding you that your questions can be about when we use the comparatives and superlatives, how we change the forms, and so on. All right, so as I can see, you don't have questions. Cool. That's really good that you understand everything. So, guys, I think we can move on to the next part. And now it's vocabulary time. And we need to check if you remember the words. So here we have four pictures. Four pictures there. And you need to write in the chat what words you can see in these pictures. What words? Let's have a look at the first one. And what word this picture represents? This picture shows what word? Okay, I'm waiting for your replies. All right, I can see the first reply that it's a ponytail. That's a nice decision. We're going to check a little bit later. You will see this words on the screen. All right, but what about the second picture? I'm going to give you one small hint. Here, you have an emotion. That's emotion. Yeah, you can talk about the girl and her appearance, but here, emotion. All right, nice. What about number 2? Yeah, curly hair. Of course, she has curly hair, but now we're talking about emotions. Yeah, curly hair, definitely. But what emotion? Emotion. She's like, yeah, funny. Yeah, kind of. What other emotions this can be? Excited. Cool. Actually, we can have so many words about this one. All right, can I check it a little bit later? What about this boy? What word do you think it is? So send in the chat what you think the word for boy is. Yeah, the words funny, happy, cool. She's like happy or excited. All right, nice. But what about the boy? Right? The first reply is about the boy, strong. Okay, then. Nice. Maybe you have some other ideas. Okay. And number 4. What can you see here? What word we've got here? Bold. Yeah, nice. So you can still send some of your ideas here in the chat. And now let's see what the correct answers are. The first one, ponytail. My congratulations to the people that sent ponytail. So many people sent it. Okay, about this girl. Yeah, that's right, that she has curly hair. But I told you that's her emotion. She is cheerful. Of course, we can say that she is happy or maybe excited, but she's also cheerful. All right, then. The boy is confident. Yeah, of course, you can say that he's strong, but the other word that can be used here is confident. So don't forget about this one. Right, and the final word, bold. Yeah, my congratulations. That's right. Okay, that's bold. The person with no hair is bold. That's that's cool. All right then. Good job, everybody. Then it's time for our vocabulary professionals. You have 4 words on the left and 4 words on the right, and some of them are the synonyms. So you need to write in the chat the pairs of the words, the synonyms. So let's have a look at them one more time. Cheerful, bold, strong, and beautiful. Hairless, pretty, happy, and muscular. Send the pairs. The pairs. What do you think the pair for each word is? Send your pairs. One more time. These words on the left and synonyms. Cheerful and happy, beautiful and pretty. All right, cool. But what about other words? Okay. Let's match them. Okay, yeah, so many people think that it's beautiful and pretty are synonyms. That's right. Bald and hairless. Good job. So let's see what we've got here. Cheerful and happy. Yeah, that's right. Marina, you have the question. Yeah, but it's true. You're right. Then the next one, strong and muscular. That's right. These are synonyms. Then bald and hairless. Everything is correct if you have this. Okay, and beautiful and pretty. So as I can see in the chat, guys, you have these answers, same as I do here. So well done. Well done, everybody. You're real vocabulary professionals. All right, then. And now it's time for Q&A. The questions, your questions, and my answers. The vocabulary. Maybe you have some questions about the words you had on the previous slides. You can write them. So send your questions in the chat if you have something about the words from the previous slides. Yeah, everything is correct, then it's cool. All right, if you don't have any questions, then also write that you don't have questions, or maybe you can write a minus. Yeah, if everything was correct, that's really cool. Can you repeat? What repeat? What repeat? What to do here? Here you can ask me the questions, any questions about vocabulary. Maybe you forgot the word, what it means, or something. You can write it here and ask me about the vocabulary. Okay, no questions. No questions. Okay. All right, if you have no questions, then I think we can move on to the next slide. And now it's time for some phrases, special phrases that you can see here. So what are they? The first one, bright spark, here. Then chatterbox and eye candy. So guys, let's check. Maybe you know some of these phrases. Send in the chat your ideas what these words can be. Bright spark. Bright spark. What do you think it can be? Then chatterbox. These phrases, they are all about people. Maybe this will help you. Bright spark, chatterbox, and eye candy. Do you have any ideas about the words? One more time. Bright spark, chatterbox, and eye candy. If you have something to say, if you know, maybe it can be just like bright. You mean bright spark? But it's about the person. It's about the person. Maybe the person can be like a bright spark. The same thing with chatterbox and eye candy. Bright ideas. Talking about bright ideas, it's really, really close. It's very close. All right, guys. It's time to see. So bright spark, Ivan, you were really close. With bright ideas, it's the person that is very clever. Bright spark, very clever. Then, what about chatterbox? The person that likes speaking very much. So he's like blah, 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 just like this thing here. And this person likes speaking very much. All right, then, and one more. Eye candy. Eye candy is someone that is very beautiful. So one more time. Bright spark, very clever. Chatterbox, likes speaking very much. And eye candy, very beautiful. All right, guys, now send in the chat which of these idioms can be used about you, to talk about you. Are you a bright spark? Or maybe you are a chatterbox? Or maybe you're an eye candy? Send this in the chat. Are you a bright spark, or a chatterbox, or an eye candy? Talking about you guys, I'm pretty sure that you're bright sparks because you are very clever today. Ivan, I'm chatterbox. You like speaking very much. I really hope that it's about English too, that you like speaking English very much. That would be cool. Oh, Marina, I'm eye candy. Oh, it's so cute. Denise, chatterbox, you like speaking very much. I really hope that you like speaking English very much. Right, guys, thank you for your replies in the chat. Well done. Okay, then, and now it's time for the game. Let's see what we have here. And this is our personality and appearance game. Here you can see some pictures, and we need to look at them and write in the chat what the adjective for this person is. Right? So, for example, this animal was a juice, I think that's juice, swimming in the sea. What's the adjective for this character? Send your ideas in the chat. What's the adjective here? Lazy. Cool. And that's right, lazy. All right then, let's look at the man and his emotions. What's the adjective? But this is a personality adjective. Send your ideas in the chat there. You think he's funny? All right, maybe some other ideas? Right, it's time to see what it is. Friendly. He wants to hug you. He is very cute. He wants to be your friend, so he is friendly. All right then. The boy in the glasses, as I am today, and some formulas on the background. What's the adjective? Personality adjective here. All right, happy. Some ideas for happy. All right then. Clever. Okay. Yeah, that's right. It's clever. Okay then. What's the adjective for this clown? Send your ideas in the chat. Waiting for your replies there. It's time to see what we have here. And this one is funny. The clown is really funny. And if you have this adjective, then my congratulations. That's really cool. All right then, let's move to some other words. What's the adjective here? You see that here is the difficult situation, I think. So what's the adjective for this personality? Right? It's time to talk about this one. Helpful. Cool. Busy. Well, let's see what we have. Yeah, of course, this can be helpful, but we can also say that this person is kind because he helps, is kind there. Okay, then, what's the adjective for this picture? The little girl. What's the adjective here? Send your ideas in the chat. Okay, then, it's time to check. This girl is shy. Yeah, she's like shy. Yeah, maybe this can be can be scared, but also she's shy. She's like she doesn't want to she doesn't want anybody to see her. Okay, and let's do one more. What about this? The adjective for this guy, he's giving money. And what's he like then? What's he like? Let's see. He's generous. Generous, it means that he can share something he has with other people and he can give money to the girl that is singing somewhere with her guitar, playing the guitar, and so on. All right, and one more. Let's look at this girl. She's like blah, blah, blah. What's the adjective for the girl? You can send your ideas in the chat there. It's time to see. And she's talkative. So well done if you have this answer. Yeah, Chatterbox. Wow, cool. That's right. Talkative and Chatterbox. So cool that you remember that this can be Chatterbox. All right then. Okay, guys, cool. Nice job. So now it's time to move back to this slide again. And now it's time to talk about the Simpsons family and then about your family. So, have you watched Simpsons? Send a plus in the chat if you have watched Simpsons before, and send minus if you haven't. Send plus in the chat if you have watched Simpsons, and minus if you haven't. Let's see how many people have watched the cartoon about the Simpsons family. I can see the first minus. But maybe there are some people that have watched. Oh, you haven't watched. But it's a nice cartoon. You can watch it someday. It's really cool. So then we've got some people here: Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. Maggie. So this is Homer. Yeah. Bart, Marge, Lisa, and Maggie. So one more time, I'm gonna write their names here. So this is Homer, Bart, then Lisa, Marge, and small girl Maggie. So who is the youngest? Yvonne, you watched with your friend. Cool. So guys, who is the youngest here? Marge, Maggie, Homer, Bart, and Lisa. Right? The name in the chat. Who is the youngest here? Maggie is the youngest, of course. Then, who's the oldest in the family? Who's the oldest in the family? All right then. The oldest. I'm waiting for your replies. So guys, we're talking about the oldest now. Homer. Yeah, that's right. Homer is the oldest here. Cool. Then, who's the heaviest? Who's the heaviest? Marge, Maggie, Homer, Bart, or Lisa? Right, yeah, the heaviest, I think it's Homer. Then, who's the lightest in the family? Who's the lightest in the family? Marge, Maggie, Homer, Bart, or Lisa? Lisa, got it. But I think maybe that Maggie is smaller than Lisa, so I think that she can be the lightest here. The next question: who's got the longest hair? Who's got the longest hair? Homer, Maggie, Marge, Bart, or Lisa? The longest hair. And if you choose Marge, then of course it's true. Then, who's the tallest? Who's the tallest? Again, we have the same range of people. Marge, Maggie, Homer, Bart, and Lisa. And the tallest, if you pick Homer, then you're right. That's cool. Okay, then who's the shortest? We know who's the tallest, but now let's talk about who's the shortest. We've got the same people again. Bart, Lisa, Marge, Maggie, and Homer. And again, this will be the person who's the youngest, the lightest, and finally the shortest. Of course, it's Maggie. She's the smallest, she's the shortest. Okay, then, and who's the wisest? Wise, if you don't know, wise, it's like a very clever person. Wise is a very clever person. So there is no right answer, but you can send what you think. The wisest person or the smartest person is Marge, Maggie, Homer, Bart, or Lisa. The wisest person. Right, guys? Send your answers here. Yeah, some of you think it's Maggie, but she's the smallest in the family. I'm not sure that she can be the wisest. So you think that's Lisa. All right then. Some of you think that it's Bart. Okay, then, yeah, of course, as I've told you before, this is up to you. So some of you think that it's Bart, some of you think that it's Lisa, others think that it's Homer. You can watch the cartoon to check, actually. That's a nice show. So you can watch and check who's the wisest. All right, then. It's time for us to move on. And then we're moving back to our first task where we need to check what was the different cat. And if you had number 14, this number here in blue circle, then my congratulations, you're right. That was the different cat. All right then, and now guys, it's time to say goodbye because we are ready with our webinar. And now let's sum up everything we've done today. So we worked with the grammar and vocabulary. Grammar, the superlatives and comparatives, and also the vocabulary, the words about emotions, feelings, and people's appearance. So now you can compare people and also you can talk about different characteristics of people. So thank you very much for being active during this webinar. And next webinar is going to be next week at the same time. So wish you to have nice weekend, but don't forget to do everything you need next week. You're going to see some new lessons on Monday. So see you. Bye bye, everybody.